Hey guys, how you doing? Good morning, good evening to everyone around the world. Appreciate you guys for tuning in to another Masters Rank Bulbasaur gameplay in the jungle. Considering the Nerf has been out for a little while, right? Talking about Venusaur's Nerf. What do you guys think about it? Everyone's had a chance to play him. Everyone had a chance to play Venusaur before he got nerfed again. Do you guys think he didn't really do much? Do you think he's still where he is in the metagame, for those of you that pay attention to that and care about it? He's still top tier? Or did he get knocked down a peg? To be honest with you, I don't notice much of a difference. I really don't. I still see Venusaur pretty much in every single game. That's obviously because he's a fan favorite Pokemon, let alone he's very, very good right now. But in the same sense, I got stuck playing Jungle Venusaur this game. There's nothing wrong with Jungle Venusaur, trust me. It's easy, it's a lot of fun, the clear is really, really quick. He has good ganks. And you're like, good ganks? What do you mean? He's arranged with Razor Leaf and Giga Drain when comes out of the level 5 bush or whatever you call it. He's got the sustain to sit here and do trades in lane. He's got red and blue buff when he comes down. His Vine Whip does a lot of damage for his third boosted auto. He's pretty intense when he comes out of the bush to do a gank. Don't get me wrong, there are better Pokemon, you know, like Zeraora, for example, Greninja. He does just fine in the jungle, no problem. The build we're running today is a little bit spicy. A lot of people will just be like, huh? You know? But I was so close to getting that kill right there, man. I really wanted to pick that Greninja up. I think if I waited like maybe a split second, he would have fell asleep and then I was able to pick it up, but we was in the moment, man. We was in the heat of the moment right there. We was gonna get it. But we're running Focus Band, we're running Buddy Barrier, we're running Rocky Helmet. It's interesting because we're running Rocky Helmet. It's not just because of the effect that Rocky Helmet gives you, it's just the sheer stat volume that Rocky Helmet can give you. You get a lot more HP with Rocky Helmet. You could argue I could take some other item, like what? What gives you HP? Assault Vest? I could do that. You're right. Assault Vest might be pretty good too, now I think about it. But Assault Vest wasn't leveled up, so I don't generally use Assault Vest on a lot of Pokemon. So we went with Rocky Helmet, you know. It actually suited me quite well, just because of the defensive aspect and the HP. Let alone for how bulky Venusaur actually is. Remember, his passive, once he gets Overgrowth, once he gets down below 30% HP, he does a lot more damage. So, what's the point of taking damage items on Venusaur if your object is to just get into fights, Petal Dance, and Giga Drain to your heart's content? You just want to survive, dude. The sustain that you get from having bulky items will keep you up in a team fight, let alone having support Pokemon and or support, you know, tanks or what have you on your squad help you stay alive. You don't necessarily need to run in there and be a piece of paper and run all choice specs and all glasses and stuff. You don't need to do that. You just gotta stay alive and just deal damage with Petal Dance, your auto attacks, and Giga Drain. That's literally all you gotta do. I know what's the difference, right? When you stay alive in the team fight, obviously you deal more damage. You're out there for a longer period of time. And your Petal Dance does do AoE, your Giga Drain does do AoE, so you're sitting here sustaining while taking as little damage as possible considering your defensive items, let alone your support Pokemon in your squad. Giga Drain got nerfed in a sense where it doesn't heal as much, right? But again, I'm not noticing it. I know it heals, I know the heal's not as great, but I guess because the bulkiness of the items that we can choose, I don't really see it. Oh yeah, by the way, this Greninja right here was a pain in the butt all game. Like, he was pretty good. He did his good job. He did the most damage in the entire game. No surprise there, right? No surprise. Venusaur was second. You know, we did come second in terms of damage. But Greninja came out with like 90k. And it's crazy because that Pokemon just does so much burst for being just a piece of paper. But I think it's his kit that allows him to stay alive. You know, the double team and the smoke screen. I think that allows him to do as much damage as he actually does. I mean, I guess you have Water Shuriken, but when Double Team can also use Water Shuriken, your damage just increases so much. It doesn't matter how squishy you are in that sense. Whereas Venusaur, we all knew Venusaur did a lot of damage before, he still does a lot of damage now, but the difference between the two in that aspect would be Venusaur has to run into the team fight. He has to run into the 5v5. And sometimes he's the one starting the 5v5 just by running in there. You know what I mean? Where Greninja can just sit here and just poke and poke and poke and poke, be that annoying Pokemon, and decide whenever he wants to go in and surf to execute or what have you. There's a lot of Pokemon that do more damage than Venusaur, and y'all can ignore it all you want. I mean, you really can. But at the end of the day, Venusaur is not the one that sits there and just like does immense amount of burst. He's not that Pokemon anymore. He is if you want to play Solar Beam, but I think Solar Beam is so overlooked right now because it did get nerfed prior to Petal Dance. But at the same time, why play Solar Beam and play Petal Dance, and you get more value out of it? You know what I mean? It does a lot of damage still, it does. But 9 out of 10 most of your Venusaur games that you will play and or be played against, Venusaur will be using Petal Dance. It's kind of that same aspect with a lot of Gengar mains out there, or Gengar players. A lot of them just use Hex Bomb and Sludge, because they're not so used to Shadow Ball, they're not so used to how much damage Shadow Ball can deal, and the playstyles are completely two different things. It's the same thing with Venusaur now. You have one build kit where his abilities want you to run in there. So for people that aren't used to playing aggressive style Pokemon, Petal Dance may not be your ordeal. Whereas Solar Beam may be, right up your alley because it's ranged and you'd be safe about it, but you won't have that much of an impact, give or take. And I want to give shouts out to this Wigglytuff right here. She was fantastic. She rotated with me. Same thing with this Charizard too. They both rotated with me on every single objective we went to. We were just bounced back from A and B all game doing these objectives. And they didn't get a single one of these guys. We were there for it. This whole team was there for it. And you don't get this all the time in solo queue. You don't. But when you see it, it's nice. You know what I mean? Like, as everyone would say, you love to see it type ordeal. You know what I'm talking about. But we was here. Everyone was here for it. I appreciate everyone who actually did their rotations, wanted to win the game. Mr. Mime is actually really good too. Like, you don't see that often, let's be fair. I think like 9 out of 10 you'll see like a Mr. Mime player and he'll be like either really good or really bad. No, this one's pretty good. He was there for it. Charizard down there already getting his rotation ready to go. I said I was going to go mid by accident, so Charizard goes up to mid, starts rotating. That's him going bot lane, so he comes down here to the bot lane. Like, they're here for it. The squad is actually focusing on the objectives. Obviously, we're not going to get this Dreadnought, but it's the thing that people are here for the rotation. You know what I mean? That's what you want to see.
The final stretch.
Keep in mind, look at the scoreboard right now. Obviously, you can't see what I'm talking about, the invisible numbers, but we have more goals up than enemy team, right? So we don't need to run in here and do the Zapdos. This is how a lot of people just lose their games. Me included, because sometimes I fall into this aspect too. I'll just run in here and be like, get Zapdos, boys. You know what I mean? And we don't need it. And then we're sitting here forcing Zapdos, and then we get wiped, and enemy team takes it. And, they win, blah, blah, blah. It happens to everybody. But what you got to pay attention is, be mindful. We have more goals up than they do, right? Got Cinerts in the bot lane trying to score. That's fine. We still have more goals up. So that means we are currently ahead right now. So the Zapdos, we don't need Zapdos. And the team has realized that. The only thing they're doing is just defending. They're just going around, grouping up, killing the stragglers that are rushing in here. Anyone who's trickling in to try to take Zapdos, they're trying to focus on and delete. And that's sometimes what you need to actually pay attention to. Not the fact that Zapdos is up. We gotta get no. Just whoever has the most points in the end of the day doesn't need Zapdos. The losing team always needs Zapdos. That's the way you look at it. Or the team that's, let's say you're even, then you gotta fight for it, right? In this mindset, we don't have to. Now, for some reason, I try to score here. I don't know why I did, but I try to score. It is what it is. Wigglytuff's doing her job right now, right? She's doing her thing. She's keeping Pikachu locked into their base here. Hey, I'm here, fight me type of ordeal. She's doing great, right? The squad is still sitting over here at Zapdos. They're chilling, they're hanging out. Sylveon had to go back, it's low HP, it is what it is, so did Mr. Mime. But this is one of those turning points of the match where, oh man, they can actually get Zapdos. Yes, they could. But 10-15 seconds left on the clock, it's not going to be able to let them finish Zapdos and score a goal. You know what I mean? Right now, the game's over. Regardless if they get it or not. Or we get it or not. But these are things you guys have to be mindful of. If you don't need Zapdos, don't force them out. But hey man, what do you guys think of the new Venusaur update? You think he's changed? Think his the nerf has actually did justice to him? I haven't really noticed it, man. What about you guys? This has been Pawseplays. Make sure you guys smash that like button, join that Discord. Don't forget to take a look at my previous video for the Nintendo Switch Lite giveaway. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.